Hello, my name is Dante Renee, and welcome to the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Like tonight's film, this is 1979's, let me block the artistic nipples, Her Name Was Lisa. 1979's Her Name Was Lisa, and this is directed by Roger Watkins, the director of Last House on Dead End Street. I believe this was his first hardcore feature, and this stars Vanessa Del Rio, Bobby Astor, but in an amazing role that made me fall in love with her in an entirely new way, Samantha Fox. No, not the Samantha Fox pop British singer from the 80s, the original Samantha Fox, Golden Age actress. It says in the back here, an arresting performance from Samantha Fox and Vanessa Del Rio, most definitely. This is released by Vinegar Syndrome on Blu-ray and DVD. There's some screenshots right there. This is from 1979. The film is 88 minutes long, and we're going to get into this film right here, folks. I have some notes written below me here, so you might see my eyes divert. So let's enter into this world. Let's enter into this film, because this is another adult film, X-rated film, that will truly redefine cinema, expressions, mood, atmosphere, feelings, genre, vibes. Let's enter into Her Name Was Lisa, this X-rated film from 1979. Now, first and foremost, the title for this film really provides the world of this film. This is an instance where the title of the movie, without a doubt, is the movie. Especially the verb tense within the title as well. Her Name Was Lisa deals with use and using and abuse and abusing, vulnerability, emptiness, loss, love, healing, control, pain, need, drugs, suffering, death, photography, and sex's link to need, and sex's link to love, and how need is linked to both sex and love. And so these are a lot of the different areas that are explored within this, as Art Ellinger says in the special features here, a bleak movie. Yes, indeed. But also with authentically erotic, sexy moments as well. But things start to climax and move, no pun intended, that start to develop and progress into tonal shifts that could be hard for the even normal hardcore viewer to digest. The music in this film is very powerful. When I say power, the one hardcore director that I always say has the most powerful soundtracks is Alex de Renzi. Whatever the genre is in an Alex de Renzi film, it comes at you with power, with a cool power, with a arresting power, like kind of, whether it's funky or jazzy or sexy or whatever it is, it's almost like, look at me, listen to me, I'm going to take over you. And so the music in this film definitely has a powerful sense to it. Classic rock, including Led Zeppelin's the song Dazed and Confused, in a way that I will never be able to hear that song in the same way again, folks. Classic rock, disco, electronica, yes, early electronica, it's amazing. Conga music, percussive conga rhythmic music, jazz, and funk. And I'm definitely going to say it's one of the best X-rated soundtracks I've heard, hands down. It's throbbing and pulsating, and it's continuous through the life of the movie. This is Samantha Fox's movie, okay? This is, hands down, Samantha Fox's movie. Her face, her eyes, and her eyes are focused upon by Roger Watkins in this film, and for due reason, because the same face and the same eyes will change as the minutes go by in this film. Oh, excuse me there. I think that was actually neighbor's doorbell there, so sorry about that. I will tell you that this is a movie where the face, feeling, and pain are all expressed. And that's why it's so important to see the face, to see the eyes, because this is a movie of feelings and emotions. It's a movie of raw honesty and heartbreak, but not in the romantic sense necessarily. The main villain's voice and demeanor, incredible, excellent actor. I don't know who he is exactly, but I think he's the guy from Debbie Does Dallas who has sex with the two girls that were washing his car. I believe that's him. I'm not exactly sure. Please let me know in the comments if it is him. If it is, supposedly he's a pretty rare actor, like an unknown actor. So this is pretty impressive. But he, man, you don't know he's going to be somebody substantial in the film, and he turns out to be somebody substantial in the film, because originally you think that somebody else is substantial in the film. And there is definitely an aspect of just unbelievable world that he creates in his whole person. The way he dresses, but it's also the way he speaks. His voice like kind of started to haunt me as the movie went on. We use a wide-angle lens in this film, particularly, I believe it's a wide-angle lens, particularly in one scene in the movie. We use point of view. We have psychedelic, painful, hallucinating nightmare sequences in this film as well, but not in the way that you immediately just thought they were going to be. Just X that out. And not in the section of the film that you thought they were going to be in either. The interesting thing is that the way the movie starts, and I will also tell you there is haunting organ music in this film as well. But the way that this movie starts is dumbfounding. And in the first 15 minutes, we get into this amazing kind of photography collage with electronic music that is just insane, where we look at the ideas of art versus pornography, art versus violence, and violence versus pornography, all in this little section right there. And it's just so hot. It's so awesome. It's so well done. It's powerful. Again, power. We have a foggy kind of steam room, and the shots within that steam room are just, it's like another world. Really, really great stuff. We have a red light that fades in and out of scenes in one section. This is a movie, interestingly enough, where silent people are bonded together by death. That in a way, villains are bonded together by death. Is this an anthology? Is it a lead up? Or is it the story? The bond and the different elements at the coffin and what it means for the rest of the story. Very interesting, bonded by death. Sexually speaking, we have a lot of clitoris shots in here, really close-up shots of the vagina, lots of sexual intensity in this film. S&M is in this film. Sexual violence is in this film. The film cascades truly erotic scenes with Samantha Fox, her body, just her whole demeanor, but then also a bleakness to the sexual scenes as well throughout this movie. So there's both in here. And I guess, you know, particular to what somebody's fetish would be, they might find certain, maybe all of it erotic. We have violence in this film, and we have vengeance in this film, and we have twists, and we have turns, and it doesn't end when you think it would end, okay? Just like the movie doesn't begin in the way that you think it would begin. We have dark shifts in this film that sends you straight to hell. Dark shifts into hell, I like to call it. There is S&M in this movie, even with a gimp mask, and I will say that the S&M is not just a little piece of the story, but it might also have an element to do with the theme of the film, the story itself, the photography, the art, and love, kind of mixing all of those things together in this melting pot of dark, erotic nightmares and abuse. Use and abuse. We really have twists and turns in this film that are not exciting in the normal sense. They are dumbfounding in the nightmare sense. And we even have sexual violence towards men in this film, and it's real. And supposedly in the cut editions of this film, which this is not from Vinegar Syndrome, but the cut editions on VHS previously cut out the sexual violence towards men, as well as some shots of heroin needles, which was mentioned in the special features by Art Ellinger. This is 1979's Her Name Was Lisa by Roger Watkins. I got to tell you, folks, this is some incredibly wild X-rated film. If you want to see what an X-rated film can be in the bleak world of even like a Christina Lindbergh exploitation film, in a way, could kind of be that. Definitely check this out. Thank you so much for watching the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page, where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more, like Her Name Was Lisa. Please feel free to check out my own personal films at youtube.com/poopy diarrhea. That's POOPY diarrhea. And you can subscribe there, and I post new movies a lot. Thank you so much, and good night.